Welcome to The Blissful Life, a podcast where we awaken the wisdom of self and explore the lessons, the rituals, and the pathways to inner bliss. I'm your host, Regina Lawless, former corporate executive turned author and spiritual teacher. And I'm on a mission, y'all, to help people connect to and express their divine self so they can make their unique impact on the world. If you've been feeling like there is more to life than the hustle and grind, then you found your tribe. It's time to breathe and relax into the blissful life.
Welcome back to The Blissful Life. I am excited. This is a continuation of our series on the ToPs program. I am sitting here with the amazing Nancy McClelland.
Hi there, Regina.
Oh, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is such a joy.
My pleasure. Oh my goodness. So you have such an experience as a CPA, 25 years you were telling me.
Yes.
And such a fun background. So I can't wait to tell the people the name of your firm is the Dancing Accountant.
It's true.
First of all, how did that come about? That's such an awesome name.
Oh, I am just the luckiest person in the world because a client actually gave me that name. I think I had been running the firm for about 10 years. We have a hyper local firm. So not just in Chicago, but in our neighborhood in Chicago. These are the restaurants where we eat. These are the bars where we hang out. These are the stores where we shop. These are the people we hire for professional services. It's a tight community. It's an amazing place. So for 10 years, I had the most spectacular name in the world. It was Nancy McClelland, LLC. So, really said a lot about us. And I am a dancer. As I was turning 40, I actually was motivated to finally become a 1960s style go-go dancer.
Oh my God.
Tall boots. And yeah, it was fantastic. And I was at an early performance where we were actually at a park in our neighborhood that is a pro bono client of ours. And we were teaching little kids how to go-go dance. And
I love everything about this already.
It's one of the most fun things to do in the entire world. It was great. But I was there in full costume. I had my mini skirt and my tall boots and all that stuff. And not one but two clients showed up at that event. And one of them, who is still a client to this day, she said, "Look, kids, it's the Dancing Accountant." and yeah, I mean, it was not many weeks after that I applied for the DBA because I was just like, this has to happen. And you know what's been really wonderful about this name, in addition to it being fun and memorable in the speaking that I do and in educating that I do and on the podcast and everything, people know, they might not remember my name, but they know the Dancing Accountant.
Yes.
But a second layer that I did not expect that has been wonderful is that it's like a litmus test for clients.
Ooh, interesting. How so?
Yeah. So if a potential client gets in touch and, or they go to my website or something like that and they're researching me and they think the Dancing Accountant, right? That's ridiculous. Right. That doesn't sound professional. That's silly or stupid. Guess what? I don't want to work with those people. So it's actually been an opening and a protective layer at the same time.
I love that. They say to not only build a brand that speaks to your values or your personality or what you're trying to bring to the table, but what a wonderful way to have such a focused brand that both attracts and repels.
Attracts and repels. You said it perfectly. Yes, absolutely. And I've gotten very lucky because since that day, I've actually gotten to perform at various clients' locations, like at their bars or clubs or it's really been, and to be honest, I think I'm more nervous in those moments than I am being on a huge stage at like Chicago Summer Dance or something like that.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So you have this fantastic hyper local, which I love. You're in the community. They know you, you know them. But you also are a podcast host. So a
Yes.
fellow podcaster.
Yes, from one podcaster to another.
Yes, with a great name, She Counts. So tell us about that. It's not just about the CPA community. There's a little deeper meaning behind the name.
Absolutely. This is a passion project that I recently launched. It's been 2.5 years in the making. We launched a couple months ago, and it's with my co-host, Question Telka. She and I met through an organization called Bookkeeping Buds, which is isn't that a
Also
great
cool
name?
Yeah.
An all-female group of bookkeepers who help each other, whether it's pricing or technical issues or, just moral support. I became a mentor to her and we got to be very close. I eventually hired her as a contractor. She finished her EA and her degree and started her own firm. And we've had just a really amazing relationship. And we talked a lot about how isolating it
I can
is.
imagine.
Yes, it can be very isolating. And I am sure that it's isolating to be a woman in maybe a lot of different industries,
Yes.
but I can only speak to our industry.
Uh-huh.
I think especially as a firm owner, will feel that. But I've talked to a lot of women who work at CPA firms or CAS firms who ask themselves, is this normal? Am I the only one? I was just giving a talk on imposter syndrome and how that affects women differently than it affects men.
Yes.
How to make business happen when life happens. I was just telling you about the struggles that I'm having with my mother's health, and how do you keep your business running? How do you continue to get up there on stage and present? There are so many things that we deal with, and if she and I used to talk about these things, and she kept saying, "This should be a podcast.
Yeah.
This should be a podcast." And I kept telling her no, I didn't have time for that.
Yeah.
And eventually, somehow it just got to the point where I felt like if we don't do this, every day that we don't do this, that's just another day that women are out there feeling like we were, isolated, alone, overwhelmed, scared, self-doubting. And the more that we can help women recognize that they count,
Yes.
it's not just I count or you count. She counts. Our voices count, and our voices together are stronger than they are as individuals. And so we're trying to be that space where women in accounting can feel like they're not alone.
Oh, I love that. So I hope anyone listening is an accountant or knows an accountant
Or a bookkeeper. Or
right?
somebody in finance.
Yes, that you find that She Counts.
We're being produced by Earmark Media, which is a wonderful, an amazing and incredibly supportive organization run by Blake Oliver and David Leary. When they heard what we were doing, they were incredibly supportive. And we have the most amazing sponsors. Forwardly, Ignition, and Keeper have from the get-go. They were like, this needs to happen. This is a project that needs to happen. There's nothing like it out there. And it has come back over and over and over again to make me feel like this was worth the effort to put into it. It's been an incredible experience.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I know you know how much effort goes into podcasting.
Oh, yes.
That's no joke
at all.
Yeah.
It's like a whole other job. And you're finding not only is that your passion project, but you, in addition, as if you found more hours in a day than the rest of us, you also run a program or an initiative called Ask a CPA.
Yes. Okay. So Ask a CPA is unquestionably, for me, my greatest passion in life.
Aww.
This is something that the only negative that I can say about Ask a CPA is, why didn't I start this 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Because this is an organization that's specifically for bookkeepers who have questions that they would like to ask their clients' tax pros. And for whatever reason, they can't. There are a lot of reasons. It might be that they're worried it would damage their credibility. It might be that they've asked and they're just getting crickets, no response whatsoever. CPAs are busy. It's a hard job. And another reason, and unfortunately, this is one of the most common, is that there's a lot of condescension. There's a big rift. Yeah. In our industry, that line between tax pro and bookkeeper has traditionally been extremely tense. This is actually one of my favorite topics to speak about when I'm on stage at the conferences, whether it's to talk to tax pros about how bookkeepers can be part of addressing the pipeline crisis.
Right.
And we should want to help upskill them and want to help them learn and improve our collaborative efforts, or whether I'm talking to bookkeepers and I'm helping them learn to level up by teaching them how to prepare tax-ready books.
Yeah.
So it's this wonderful organization. We just started less than a year ago, and we have about 120 members, and it's incredible. They submit their questions in our circle community, and then twice a month we get together and I answer their questions and we record them and we parse them out and timestamp each question. And it's the most amazing group of people. It's not just women. Most of the women in the group, or most of the people in the group are women, but it's open to everyone. And when you hear their stories, especially the women, about how they've been treated and what they would like for that relationship to look like and how to get there. And then you start hearing about their successes. You start hearing about the fact that they learned something and they reached out to a tax pro or they reached out to their client and they were able to solve this problem. They were able to either get the client to switch to a tax pro that they do like working with, and where there's an ambience of respect there, or reaching out to the tax pros. And it turns out that tax pro kind of never realized that they had the capabilities, that these bookkeepers had the capabilities that they do.
See that.
I feel like this is my legacy. This is like my life's work.
Oh my God.
It's so joyous to me every time I get on one of these calls and I get to hear these stories and I get to answer these questions. And here's something that it has in common with She Counts. It's all about making sure they know they're not alone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I can sense just how passionate and like it is. It's just the genuine joy in your voice and in your spirit when you talk about it is amazing.
So true. I'm glad that comes across.
Oh, absolutely. Like what a gift. Like you're out here dancing, you're giving us go-go dancing, you're giving us professional CPA skills. And you're helping the bookkeepers of the world. And you have to and the other thing we're going to talk about is your speaking. So you're just like this gift to the universe. So
I love you. Can I come on the podcast every day just to make me feel so good about myself?
No, I'm just reflecting back to you. I'm just being a mirror of what I'm seeing.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, no, I'm so inspired. And so you mentioned one of the things that you talk about is imposter syndrome. So tell me about that. Why is that your topic, and what's kind of your angle, if you will, on imposter syndrome?
You know, that actually came out of a one-on-one with somebody in Ask a CPA. Her name's Jody. And I did ask if I could use her name when talking about this topic. And she was wonderful. She was like, anything that will help other people with this. She thought she knew everything she needed to know about bookkeeping, or maybe not everything she needed to know, but pretty close. And so her idea was that, like, well, the world of the things I could know is this big, and what she did know was just slightly smaller than that, right? Yeah. So that gap between what she knew and what she perceived were like what she needed to know, it wasn't very big. And then with each new thing that she learned, she started to recognize how big that outer circle was. I call that outer circle ATT, all the things. And then we've got this inner circle, which is WIK, what you know. And so what ends up happening over and over and over again is that, you know, we come across a new challenge, a new opportunity, and we go, oh my God, this is so outside my comfort zone. I can't do this. I don't have the skills I need. I don't have the tools I need. And we freak out.
Yeah.
We go, especially as women, because we have not in society been invited to have a seat at the table.
Yes.
And let me point out additionally, for minority women,
absolutely,
you got to build your own damn table.
You do.
Right? Like it gets even harder.
Yeah, table and chair.
And that voice in your head, it's full of self-doubt. Yeah. It's full of negative self-talk. You right? Like, I can't do this, or I'm not worthy, or I'm this kind of terror inside of you that you're faking it.
Oh gosh.
And everybody's going to find out, right? Okay, well, I would like to rebrand imposter syndrome.
Please, we need it.
Can we call it imposter phenomenon or imposter voice or really anything other than
voice?
Because syndrome's like, are we all sick from the same thing?
It sounds clinical, right? Like,
it does, right? Are we all suffering from this like debilitating disease of what in reality is one of the most natural things? Like, it's really part of what it means to be human.
Very much so.
And if we could do the 3 R's, recognize, reframe, and relief is what I call it.
I like
recognize that voice in our head for what it is.
Yeah.
Reframe it, look through a different lens. You're looking through the same thing. You're not blowing sunshine on anybody who's it, right? You're looking at the same thing, but you're seeing it as an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to explore your own universe, right? And then relief. You've just given yourself permission to not know all the things.
Yes.
Because you wouldn't do that to your employee, would you?
No, absolutely.
No, you wouldn't do that to a mentee. Correct. So treat yourself with that respect. Give yourself that room to learn and to recognize that you will never learn all the things, and that's a good thing.
That is.
How miserable would it be if that day that you learned the last thing?
Might as well check out.
Yeah.
Because, right, like there's no point of the journey then if you know all the things.
Absolutely. And it's all came from this concept of Jody telling me, this outer circle, no matter how much bigger this inner circle gets, this outer circle grows, this all the things circle grows faster because you start to be able to see all the things you don't know yet. And I would like for us to think about that as being a gift.
That is a gift. To me, I was in corporate for almost 20 years. So
you know that. You know this very well.
I know imposter voice because I'm with you. I don't think it's a syndrome per se, and especially the way we place it on women. I think men have it as well, but they've just been socialized differently.
Absolutely. They move through it a lot more quickly. They really do. There's data out there to support this.
I've just been in awe. Like, I will look at a man in a meeting and I'm in awe. Like, I know he doesn't know what he's talking about, but the confidence.
Oh, absolutely. On She Counts, that's one of the things that Question reminds me every once in a while when I'm having a doubt about something. She'll be like, Nancy, just think like a mediocre white male.
I was going to say, with a good head of hair.
With a good head of hair.
Then you can take over the world, okay?
It's true. And I'm not man-hating here. There are so many men who struggle with imposter syndrome as well. There are so many men who are advocates for women who recognize that we are dealing with a different table.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And we weren't invited to it. And we weren't trained to say yes before we knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
And I think that those societal expectations have really done us wrong.
They have. And I love the 3 R's. And as we're having this conversation, it makes me think of like I don't know, not a 4th R, but maybe my own R that I have used in the past is almost like to reset. And I don't know if it's to reset the expectations or resetting the bar or the goal post, if you will, or the comparator. I found in my career, I started in retail and then in tech.
Okay.
And so when I got into the tech industry, it was mostly male. Right? Mostly white males were my role models, mentors. And my litmus test was watching them in a meeting or how they came into a room, which is completely different than my background, my experience, my natural way of being. But I had this kind of false bar of I was supposed to emulate them. And it just felt really unnatural and made me feel more like an imposter.
Yes.
Because I had this
Because now, not only do you have these feelings of self-doubt, but you're acting.
Right.
You're right.
Just more.
Well, how did you find that reset?
Yeah, I think for me, a few things. I think I learned to be confident in my gifts. And I had a fantastic coach, which helped me to reframe.
Yes.
Here are. Because one of the things I used to deal with, I am I might call myself an ambivert, and I don't even know if that's really, I'm really extroverted, but in meetings, I'm a listener.
Oh.
And so that is a really good skill to have, especially introverts out there tend to listen and
Yes.
then chime in when it's appropriate. But as a leader, because at this point I was an executive, that's not the archetype of an
Right.
executive. You come in hard charging usually, you say the thing.
Now, does it mean that you're not as good a leader? No, but it's
Correct.
not the expectation.
It's not the expectation or what the cultural norm is. And so that coach helped me to reframe. She's like, it sounds like you're a synthesizer. And so she's like, it sounds like you're really good at reading the room, seeing and listening for what's not said, intuitive. And I'm like, yes.
Oh, you got me thinking.
Yeah. And then helped me to see my strategic gifts. And so that gave me confidence and the permission to say, I can be a unique leader.
Yes.
I don't have to lead like all these other people. And once I settled into my own style of leadership, then off to the races.
I mean, John Brolin and Randy Crabtree, who are some of the great leaders in our industry in accounting, they talk a lot about the very deep, strong need that we have in our industry for empathetic leaders.
Oh, wow. So huge.
And that the greatest thing that you can do for yourself as a leader is to learn to express the empathy that you're already feeling. And if you're not already feeling it, probably time to go out there and get some. And that part of that is listening. So I think that goes along with what you were saying about your own style of leadership. I suspect, from my knowing you, that so far that you're probably a pretty empathetic leader as well.
Very much so. And that I took a 360 probably halfway through my career. And for those who don't know, a 360 assessment is you get feedback from your boss, your direct reports, your peers, and it gives you this composite of your leadership style. And when I first stepped into a global leadership role, I was a mess because I was trying to be like Tom, Dick, and Harry, literally.
Yeah.
And then through like that was not going well. And then getting coaching and really internalizing the feedback, I learned to be me.
Yeah.
And when I did a 360, by the time I got to Meta, which is where I ended my corporate career, I had such a positive 360. And what stood out was empathy. That my team appreciated that I heard them, I saw them, and I assigned things to them to help them grow their careers. And so I'm proud of learning to get that.
I'm proud of you. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. For anybody who thinks that sounds like an easy thing to do, I want to say this entire public speaking program, theater public speaking, which is how we met. I was hesitant to join at first because I thought that they were going to teach me how to be a public speaker, an orator, like some sort of, I don't know, platonic ideal of what a speaker would be. And I was thrilled when I found out that Misty's mission is to help us find our voice. And learn to speak in a way that is for our audiences, our values, our passions, and our voices. I mean, I am a spaz. Anybody who has seen me present, I dance on stage. I am, I bring people up. We do skits. I'm, high energy, and that's my brand, because guess what? It's me. It's who I am inside. And the people that's going to resonate with, kind of like the Dancing Accountant being the name of our company, the people that resonates with are the people I want to work with in the case of the Dancing Accountant, and to educate from, the public speaker stage. And that has to be your voice, and it needs to be your style of leadership. Finding that voice and giving yourself permission to bring it out and learning the techniques to bring it out. That's been a journey for me. And so I can only imagine in the corporate world how much harder that probably was for you.
Oh, yes, 1,000% a journey for sure. So hearing your story, I can clearly see and feel that you found your voice. it is evident to me that you have a story to tell, you have a mission. I'm curious, as we wrap things up, what is one thing as you're going out to share this powerful message? Your example in and of itself is powerful. As you're going out to share that with audiences, what are you hoping to be the lasting impact you make on them?
Well, when I was a kid, I thought that there was going to be some day where I grew up and became an adult.
Mm.
And I kept waiting for that instruction manual to show up, and what ended up happening instead was I realized that my mom, she was doing the best she could
Yeah.
with what she had been given,
Yeah.
but that she was making it up as she went along.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And my dad, wildly misplaced confidence in many ways. But he was making it up as he went along too. He was just doing it as only a white male can,
Chutzpah.
Yeah. Yes. And here I was, throughout life trying to figure out when's that moment. And I felt so afraid because I was faking it and faking it and faking it. And I eventually realized that we all are. Nobody gets that magic manual. Nobody is told, here's how it works. And what I would love is if we could all go back and tell our childhood selves, it's okay.
Yes.
Nobody knows how to do this. Find your why and follow it. I'm giving myself goosebumps when I think of having the opportunity to go back and what that would have meant to my childhood self, right? To save me all of those years of feeling like I was the only one who didn't get the instruction manual. Nobody gets an instruction manual. You don't have to know all the things. When people tell you, you got this, and you don't feel like you got this, that's okay. You can be like, actually, I don't got this. I need some help. Can you help me? And finding your voice to ask for help, finding your voice to say, I don't have it figured out, finding your voice to say, I'd love to do that, but I don't know how, but I know I can figure it out.
Yes.
I'm just not there yet. If we all could absorb this message, can you imagine how much less alone we would feel?
Oh my gosh, the world would be a very different place.
Yeah.
Because we would just, we would know that it's okay wherever you are.
Wherever you are, it's okay. And nobody else has this more figured out than you do. So take a deep breath and lean into whatever it is that you're doing that is going to make a difference in the world. And that's why I get almost no sleep, because I love doing what we do at the Dancing Accountant with our hyper local client base. I love being a co-host of the She Count podcast. And I love, love, love the work that I'm doing in Ask a CPA, because all of these things are an expression of, it's okay that you don't got this, because I got your back. You're not alone.
Yeah, beautifully said.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So I'm going to add, as I'm having these conversations with you all from the Fabulous Talks program, I'm going to make sure I add links in the show notes, because I want people to find you.
Thank you.
And be able to get all of this goodness that you just gave us all here.
I really appreciate it, Regina. This project is very special and very needed. And I'm extremely grateful to you for inviting us to be a part of it.
Oh, it's been absolutely my honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, y'all.